What up and shit, yo? We out here at the skate park. I was at my local park and there was a guy being really fucking annoying. So I drove out to this other park and we got it all to ourselves. So I figured I'd take this opportunity and just go over some skate park etiquette that I haven't, some of these things I haven't seen mentioned in. I've watched a couple other videos on skate park etiquette and they've left a few things out, so I wanted to make a video on my own. The first thing is when someone loses control of their board, don't pick it up. Like, it's on the floor for a reason. Kick it back to them. Just kick it back to them, you know? And make sure your shoes are clean if you're gonna do that. Like, if not, then use your hands. Okay, but don't pick up their board and hand it to them so that they can just, whenever someone does that to me, I just make a point. It might be a dick move, but I make a point to just throw it back on the ground, like, immediately, just so they know that, like, I didn't need them to do that for me. Okay. The second tip is, obviously some skate parks have like flow, you know, like here we have, you're supposed to go this way, right? You're supposed to go straight. So if you're gonna like cut across this way, just watch out for people, you know? It's kind of stupid though, because we have this giant stair set that nobody's ever gonna skate. But like, if anyone did want to skate it, then they would have to watch out for traffic this way. Oh, another tip is, if someone ever loses their board, loses control of their board, and it goes in a puddle, this is kind of a niche tip, but it happened to me once, and it's probably the most pissed off I've ever been at someone at a skate park. If it goes into a puddle and you want to pick up their board for them, do this. Okay? Don't do this. Because if this touches a puddle, then congrats, your board's waterlogged. Okay? And that guy was a good skater, so it really baffled the fuck out of me that he would do that. It was like, how can you be so good at skating and know so little about skateboarding? Okay. Here's another tip. Don't just stand around. Don't sit around. And like, unless the park's empty. But if you are standing around, just try and be hyper aware of your surroundings. You know, you might think, oh, there's no one sitting on this ledge here, so it's game. Or there's no one skating this ledge, so I can sit on it. Well, maybe the reason no one's skating it is because you're sitting on it. Did you ever think of that? And yeah, just don't fucking be a loud, obnoxious idiot. Because that's the reason I left that other skate park and came here. Like, just, even if you're pissed off, like, if you're gonna rage, then just try and like keep it to a minimum so you're not annoying other people. And last tip, when you're doing axle stalls, when you get into the axle stall, don't do this. Okay? That's gonna make everyone around you vomit. Just get into the axle stall, either get in cross lock and just drop in cross lock, or just get in the right way from the beginning. But this is unacceptable. And last, I just wanted to say that the skate park is not the place to learn how to ride a skateboard, a bike, a scooter. It's not a place to learn how to turn. Okay, once you have the basics down, that's when you want to go to the skate park to upgrade your skills, you know, learn how to go down ramps. And if you bring your kid to the skate park and they don't have basic self-awareness, it's just a liability. Like, why should I have to be twice as aware? Why should I have to be aware for myself and for your kid just because you brought the kid to the skate park before he's developed awareness, you know? It's just annoying. And a lot of people hear stuff like that and they think, oh, well, I'm a taxpayer, I'm just as entitled to use the skate park as you are. Yeah, but it's not about that. It's not about, oh, he got in my way, now I'm pissed off. It's like, oh, I just hurt this kid because I crashed into him. Like, and now you're pissed off at me and you probably want to fight me. You know, like it's such an avoidable mistake if you teach your kid how to ride a skateboard first, how to turn, and how to have some self-awareness. And worse than that though is people that come to the skate park just to chill. You know, they brought their board, maybe they didn't even bring their board, but like I hate that so much. It's like, don't come to the skate park to chill, man. Get your shit together, get your life together. Like, that's all. One more thing I forgot to mention is don't ask people if they're okay unless you actually saw them eat shit. The general rule of thumb is if their feet hit the ground first before the rest of their body, then they're okay. If they fell right onto their ass or some other body part before their feet hit the ground, then yeah, ask them if they're okay. But so many times I've like slipped out, or like my feet haven't even left the ground, just like my hand dragged the ground or something like that, and people ask if I'm okay, and it's just annoying. So don't do that.